So a couple days ago, Ubisoft gave us a little peek at their famous data and some insight behind how they go about balancing the heroes in this game. And honestly, I'm really glad that they gave us this info because from the start, some of their reasoning didn't make sense and it still doesn't completely, but now there's some sort of transparency. So basically what they gave us is a list of all the heroes and their win percentages and what goes into balancing the game. Now, of course, we all know that they decide what they're going to do by listening to us, the community. They look at their data, they talk to the top players in the community, and they also throw in their own thoughts. That's nothing new. A lot of developers do the same thing. The much more interesting thing to me is the win rates for each of the heroes. Now, it's a pretty basic graph showing you the win percentages for each hero overall and each hero versus the cast. Now keep in mind that this data is from Season 4, so heroes at the bottom like Kinsey and Highlander are going to be much higher than that when the next season statistics come rolling around. The data is gathered from the top 2.5% of players from console and PC combined, so there's a pretty broad range of player skill and experience going into these numbers. Now looking at the graph, there are a couple of surprises. I won't go through every hero because I don't want to bore you, but I do want to bring up a couple things. Now, of course, everyone's favorite backdashing simulator is number 1 on the list with a win rate of 58%, which may not sound that high, but usually with numbers like these, you want to hover somewhere around 50%. We all know Peacekeeper is strong, so no surprise there, and she's followed up by Shaman. The first surprise of the list to me comes in 3rd place with the second most requested hero for the little discussion series I have going on, and that's Lawbringer. At first it shocked me to see him so high up on the list, but Ubi's explanation for this is that his shove on block, and this is in their own words, the shove on block is annoying and you can basically beat out your opponent just by being patient. He's also number 1 in 4s, but that's obviously because of his impale and his bombs destroying anything they touch. Shigoki comes in at number 5 on the list, and I think that's because of his hyper armor, or super armor if you want to call it that. Patience wins fights, and a turtling Shigoki that can effectively trade is probably one of the worst things to deal with in this game in my opinion. And shockingly, R1 Musha is in 7th place, and I think that's because when he first came out in Season 4, a lot of players had a tough time dealing with his delayed light attacks. The duels list for the most part is what we'd expect with a few things standing out, but overall I'd say this works. Although when we get the Season 5 or Season 6 stats, I don't think balancing based solely on win-loss is the best choice. I'm no developer or anything, but as I've been saying recently, the player skill is more important than the hero they're using, and I think Ubisoft understands this since they attack pairing head on. In terms of team fights, nothing really jumps out to me since in public matches, team composition doesn't really matter at all. It is nice to see Raider get some love though at 2nd place on the list, probably because of his Stampede charge being so great in team fights. Now of course, not too much is going to be done about these results because Season 5 is going on and the parry changes and reworks have yet to fully flesh themselves out, so odds are we'll be waiting a while to see any big changes. Ubi claims that right now they're focusing on the flow of the heroes and their fun aspects as well as their strength, which is great to hear. I'm still not too sure which route Ubi wants to take this game, but as I said in my last video, I can't see this game being ultra competitive, so I'd rather them not focus on trying to put this game into Evo or something. Focusing on fun is the route I think they should take, since there's new players jumping on board and old players jumping ship. Try to keep the game fresh and fair, as right now there are stretches of time where literally nothing happens, and I feel that kind of hurts the game. I think the next time we see something happen is at the start of Season 6 with the reworks for the 3 original heroes that they plan on doing. Anyways, that's all I've got for this video. I just wanted to share this with you guys. I'll leave a link in the description with the entire blog post they wrote up, since there's some things in there that I didn't mention. And as always, I want to hear your opinion on this, so tell me how you feel about the win-loss matrix. Where does your hero stand? I know my main is sitting at 51%, and unfortunately that means we won't be getting any work done on him. If you liked the video, feel free to leave a like and sub if you're new, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.
Victory!